Hi Pisces, thank you for joining me. This is your April 2018 forecast with me, Anushka Ban. So Pisces, we have loads of planets retrograde this month. We've got Mercury retrograde as we start the month. We've got Chiron moving out of your sign into Aries on the 18th, okay? So that will be a huge shift for all of us. And we've got major retrograde motion going on in your 11th house with Saturn and Pluto going retrograde. Now, this is going to have you looking at who you align yourself with, who you carry forward into your future, the groups you associate with, the people you associate with. Those of you who are in business or own your own business, you'll be looking at your methods of PR and your strategies when it comes to PR, communication, networking, how you promote yourself. And you'll be really looking at improving those fronts, maybe even simplifying them, going back to old and tried methods that you knew really worked. But for a lot of you, you're going to be looking at, who do I bring with me into my future? Who are my genuine friends? Who are the people who who genuinely wish the best for me and who I should align myself with? Who's healthy for me to carry forward into my future? And it may be for some of you that there is some editing that happens as a result of decisions that you make during this time period. Right, so we're going to go on into your reading now. So we're going to pull the Celtic cross spread this month. Okay, so here we go, Pisces. Okay, you're starting the month. So this is the core of the matter, okay? This is you as we start the month. And this is what is crossing you, your challenge card, your recent past. Right. Your near future, what it is that you are consciously aiming for, and what is at the root of the matter. Your advice card, your environment, your hopes and fears, and the outcome. Okay, right. There's so many similar themes coming up this month with all the signs, and I think, well, I know it's because of the retrograde motion that we've got going on. Let me just make sure it's not too dark. You can see, right, I have to put everything a bit closer together. Yeah, okay. So Pisces, this to me makes a lot of sense. I think some of you have had an experience recently of betrayal. Now, it could be related to a friend, it could be related to somebody who you thought was on your side, but somebody tried to get away with doing something. Somebody tried to pull one over on you. I feel like you feel someone tried to take advantage of you, or you found out that they just they weren't who you thought they were. They weren't the friend that you thought they were. But I feel like you're in a place where you go, and I mean, we had the full moon in Libra in your 8th house on the 1st of April, which to me is deep healing and revelation, and a revelation of matters to do with secrets coming out, matters to do with what's the word I'm looking for, matters of dishonesty, and that may well have been what came to the forefront. So that has left you not only clearer sighted, but also I think there's a sense of, you might have known that this person secretly was not a team player, or was not really on your team. You may have been dealing with an air sign, or somebody who was very cerebral, very good talker, perhaps even very manipulative in some ways, but your intuition probably gave you a hint that this was going to happen. And I feel like you're in this place where you're like, okay, that sucked, that hurt, but I can forgive and I can move past it. I'm not going to allow myself to dwell on it too much. What you're wanting, Pisces, is a change, essentially. You're wanting to go against the status quo. You're wanting to branch out, reach out to people who are different to perhaps the people you've aligned yourself with in the past. You're wanting, I feel like, Pisces, you're wanting very much to do things on your terms, and I see some of you thinking about perhaps going into, possibly going into areas of work that are somewhat unusual, that kind of thing. So that's one way it can play out. But at the same time, I'm seeing that you want a change or a break away from what you've been experiencing in relationships, in friendships. You want to try something different because you feel like, I feel like Pisces, you feel like you've been wounded a lot or too many times by people that you trusted. Now, it seems to me like there's some sort of a block in your perception though that needs to be addressed. And I think this blockage is more, it's when we get hurt, it's very easy for us to blame other people. But sometimes the hardest thing can be to look at ourselves and say, well, what do I do to bring these people to me? Why do I allow them in the first place? I'm not just a victim, because at the end of the day, somehow I allowed this to happen. And I feel like in some ways that you don't want to look at that, and you're kind of perhaps not wanting, you're wanting a change in terms of the people you align yourselves with. You want to change in the people you attract, but you're not necessarily looking at why you attract the people that you do. And in order to have that change, first you have to look at, right, well, how has being around people like this served me? How has it actually been good for me? How has it fulfilled me? How is it not? Why did I draw these people into my experience? Once you know the answers to those questions, then you're more consciously able to go about attracting what you really do want. Okay, but I feel, Pisces, that you're thinking of your big picture, of the big picture. You're thinking about how you want life to look. But I sense this. I'm just trying to. It seems like there's a fogginess though at the moment. It feels like you're having a hard time identifying exactly what it is that you want. I don't know if this is making any sense. I feel like you're having a hard time identifying what it is that you want. It's almost like I have a lot of ideas. I think I know the kind of person I'd like to be with, or the kind of people I'd like to align myself with, or where I'm going. But it's almost like there's this fogginess, and how real is it? How achievable is it? I'm not entirely sure. You are being advised to take time to listen to your intuition and to examine where you are and why you are there, which is basically what I'm saying to a lot of people, to most people. This month, Saturn and Pluto are really asking us to be honest with ourselves and to confront our frustrations and to understand our limits and know what our purpose and our reason for doing what we're doing. It feels to me there's a bit of fogginess and a bit of mental confusion around you, Pisces. And it's like you want to move forward, you have these ideas and these things that you want to make yours. Part of what's not helped, I feel, has been other people who may have gotten in the way of your energy or distracted you along the way, which you're starting to kind of now come to terms with and see clearly, which I like. I feel like, Pisces, you are going to start seeing clearly and kind of stepping back. I think you're going to actually, for a lot of you, be separating yourself from a lot of people. Maybe not permanently, but I feel like Pisces are going to be taking themselves off by themselves, saying, no, I need time to be me, in my own energy, in my own environment, to ground, to get in touch with what my needs are, because there's a lot of fog and haze going on, and I feel like a lot of it is wrapped up with who I'm aligned with, who I work with, who my friends are, and it's causing your energy field to kind of get blocked to a certain extent, okay? It seems to me that there's a transformation that is needed and wanted, but yet at the same time, it's not time for that yet. This is a very vague reading. I'm very sorry, Pisces. I don't know why, but yours is coming out like this. It seems to me like vague would be the word. There's a fogginess. Yeah, there's a fogginess to what is going on right now. there's a lack of clarity. It's like when left to your own devices, you know who you are, what you want and where you stand, but it's almost like there's just, you're the only one, this is you Pisces, you're the only one I'm seeing in this reading, you're the only thing really I'm seeing in this reading as being clear. Gosh, why is this so bizarre? I may have to do, like, okay, hang on a minute. Right, what is this about? Why is there this confusion? Why is there this blockage with Pisces? Right. Okay, Pisces. I feel like some of you are saying, you know that there are groups, situations, you know that there are groups you should walk away from. Perhaps even relationships you should walk away from, friendships, possibly even projects or dreams that no longer actually are valid anymore, that you need to drop. But there's this element of keeping yourself in limbo. There's this element of, I'm not ready to walk away yet. I'm not ready to transform yet. I'm not ready to transform yet. I'm not ready to choose what it is I want and go with it. I feel like it's almost like you feel like there's more. It's almost like there's more out of this experience that you need in order to grow. Like there's more learning in this experience. And sometimes that can happen. Sometimes we keep ourselves in a state of pain for longer than we actually have to, but in order for us to learn even more from the experience. Okay? I feel like that's what's going on, Pisces, and perhaps you intuitively know that. Perhaps you know what? This situation is not good for me. These people are not honest, or this person is not honest, or this dream, this pursuit no longer serves me, but I'm going to keep going with it because it's not done yet. I haven't fully comprehended the lesson the way I need to. That is up to you, Pisces. That is up to you. I mean, I know for a fact that with certain areas of my life, I've had to bang my head against a brick wall over and over and over again until I finally got the message. Other people with the same things have learnt the first time round. So for some of us, we really have to get to the depths and the bottom of a lesson before we're able to move on. And I think that's what I'm getting with you here, Pisces. It's like you know what you want, but at the moment these things are still very vague, and there's a sense of learning that's going on here that will ultimately give you greater clarity in the long run, but at the moment may seem very foggy and very unclear as to why you're doing it, but yet you know that it's going to serve your highest purpose in the end. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that, Pisces, and please talk to me, because that was so vague. I'm sorry if that didn't resonate with you. Try your moon, sun, or your rising, but please, if that did, talk to me about how that plays out, because that was so, I mean, even I felt vague giving it. Really interesting though. Well, would be really interesting to know if any of you relate to that energy. Right. Okay, so with all that said, I'm going to be back next month in May. If you'd like a personal reading with me, just click the link below this video, and that will take you to my website where I offer tarot and astrology readings as well as spiritual healing. Okay, guys, I will see you soon. Take much care. Bye.